No hablo español.
I don't speak any Spanish.
Walking over here from the hotel just to the teatro, I found this plastic bottle. Did you know that in Spain, 13 million plastic bottles are sold each day? 13 million. And just like in the Netherlands, a proportion of that is littered. Finds its way to the Spanish streets, parks, waterways, rivers, beaches, and some of it eventually ends up in our oceans, never to be recovered. When there is an instrument, it's called deposit fee. Tested, proved, when you buy your bottle, you pay a little extra, say 20 cents, and when you bring your bottle back after finishing your beverage, you get your 20 cents back, no littering. Just as in Spain, we don't have deposits on small plastic bottles. So what I did, see if it starts, I built a surfboard from 60 of these plastic bottles. And I surfed that from my local beach, Scheveningen, all the way across the North Sea to England, 200 kilometers. Now, I did not do that. No. I only have little time, please. I did not do that because I wanted because I wanted a line in the Guinness Book of World Records. I did that because I wanted deposit fee. And I started a petition to get deposits in the Netherlands, only small plastic bottles. I got 60,000 signatures, and I presented those to Parliament. Coincidentally, it was Valentine's Day, so I presented 60,000 sugar hearts. This is only 5,000 of those. But I did something else, something sly and cunning. I wrote my own resolution, wrote it myself, using the same formal language they use in Parliament. And I stated, we want 90% less littered plastic bottles, 90% less within 3 years, which means deposit fee. Now, I presented that, and the amazing thing, all the politicians there signed my resolution. The next day, it got adopted by Parliament. A year later, that same resolution, which was called the Plastic Soup Surfer Resolution, was used as the basis for new policy in the Netherlands to get deposit fee on small plastic bottles within 2 years. 2021, we will have plastic deposits in the Netherlands. Now, this was last March, and the same day, coincidentally, that the State Secretary presented that new policy, I got to meet Frans Timmermans at a big EU event in the Netherlands. And I told him, what about deposits in Europe? And he said, well, come over to Brussels and we'll talk about it. This was this very moment. This is where we're talking about deposits, and this is two months before the Single-Use Plastics Directive came out. And he was telling me that he was working on legislation to get deposits for the whole entire of Europe. And I was like, wow, you know, I'm trying to do this for the Netherlands. He's doing it for the entire Europe. I was like, you know, Frans is the super plastic soup surfer. I don't know, Frans, have you ever surfed? No, probably fall off the board when you try. I'll give you a lesson, But let me tell you, let me share with you why it is so important. Why it is so important to have people like Frans back us up. For 70 years, since the 50s, when single-use plastics were introduced, the view of the industry and of retail has dominated the way we should handle plastics as a society. They have been telling us that it is the consumers which are responsible for the end of life of their products. It is them telling us that cleaning up the pollution is the only solution. And this results in 8 billion kilos of plastic pollution spilling into our oceans each year already, because they are investing, at this moment, investing heavily, and the plastic production will increase. Another fourfold within the next 10 years, 4 times more plastic production each year. That's what we're fighting against. That's why we need regulation. That's why we need policy. That's why we need strong leadership at the highest levels. Now, but what is our answer? What is our answer to that view, that industry frame? Well, I brought together 130, just 2 weeks ago, I brought together 130 of the Dutch specialists and plastic warriors, and we called ourselves the Plastic Avengers. The Plastic Avengers, like the comic book heroes, you know? We're fighting this plastics. And then I challenged them to come up with that view, that new vision, that new approach, a sustainable approach to plastics. And we wrote it down in a little booklet, also a manifest. And you might appreciate the color while I'm here, you know, a red color, but you'll also appreciate the contents. And I know Frans will appreciate that. I'll finish it here. I was asked, next time Frans will come to the Netherlands, we as the Avengers, all 130, wanted to present this to Frans. But since he's only 5 meters away from me, I'll present it to him straight away. Thank you very much, because to me, he is a plastic avenger.